right. Don't do anything you don't want to see yourself do on the internet now, everybody, okay? Well, thank you so much for that introduction. I really appreciate it. And, I've really loved getting to know you over the last few years. And so I'm excited to do this for you and for your brothers and sisters, as you say. So I'm excited to be here, mine too. So let me just introduce myself formally. My name is Eric Johnson. I'm the creator and CEO of Teamzy. And Teamzy is a software that is going to help you streamline your business. It's going to save you a ton of time. It's going to help you know exactly what to do, who to do it with, when to do it, and not have to worry or stress about it, right? And so we'll show you how that all works. You guys are going to love it. But before I dive into showing you the software and how it works and how easy it is to use, I do want to teach you just a little bit about relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is the philosophy of doing business that Teamzy is based on. And this is the approach, as Josephine just so beautifully put it. It's a different approach to the business. It's a different way of doing business. So I want to teach you a little bit about that. And then we're going to show you the app. And then I'll stay on. I know it's bedtime for some of you, or will be by the time we're done. But I will stay here for Q&A. So if you have questions that come up, I want you to know I'll be here. You can ask them. I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, let's dive in. Let's see here. So you guys see my screen okay? Okay, so we're going to be talking about how to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Let me see here. People are still popping in, so I'm going to leave it like this. Okay. Systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. There's three pieces. One, what I'm going to teach you, you're going to love as a philosophy, but you got to have a system. Philosophy is not enough. You got to have a system, right? There's got to be a system to it. We're going to teach you relationship marketing, which I believe is the most effective approach to building business. More effective than maybe what you've been taught so far. So I'll teach you that, and we'll teach you how to do it in less than an hour a day. Can I get an amen on that one? Less than an hour a day. Okay. Just a little background on me. I'm not one of those network marketing gurus that you guys have seen. I've been a business coach and consultant for 21 years outside of direct sales for the most of that time, helping people build their businesses based on a relationships-based approach. Okay. And it's been good. It's been good because what I teach works. My kids have not missed a meal, right? It's been good for us and we've been blessed. About, what year is it? 7 years ago, I fell into direct sales by accident. How many of you fell into direct sales by accident? I just really started using some products and I liked them. And then I looked at the business plan, and as a business coach, I thought, this is a no-brainer. It's such a great opportunity. You can create an unlimited business with zero investment. I mean, sign me up, right? And so I was excited to start building my business on the side. And as I got into this and I had big plans, how many of you guys have big plans for your business? I had big plans for my business. As I started diving into it though, one of the things that hit me right away was, I just didn't have a lot of time. Can you guys relate to that? I just didn't have a lot of time. And here's a shot of my family. What I really wanted was time with my family. I wanted more time with my family. I was always working. I mean, I was working constantly. When I left for work, people would, my kids would be in their pajamas and I'd say goodbye to them. When I came back from work, they were getting ready for bed again. I felt like I only saw my kids getting out of bed and getting into bed, right? Like I was never around them. I was always working. And so I saw my business as a way to create some freedom so I could be with my kids, not worry about money. The challenge I had was I still had to work at my job. So how was I going to do this? How was I going to squeeze all of this in? And so I really started looking for tools that would help me to leverage my time. And, as a business coach, that's what I help business owners do, is leverage their time so they could be more efficient with it, right? And so I started looking for software, things that would help. And what I found was there just really wasn't anything compelling out in the marketplace for us. And so what we did was we started building Teamzy ourselves, because I needed it and I knew other people would need it. So we built Teamzy. It took about a year to put together. I found some people smarter than me who built it all out, and we launched Teamzy literally with just me sharing it with some friends, kind of like Josephine's doing today, sharing it with you, right? And so it just took off. It just took off. We're not one of those big tech companies with $1 million millionaire angels behind us. It just took off, people loving it and sharing it. And in those 7 years since we launched Teamzy, it's just now 7 years, we've had more than 150,000 network marketers use Teamzy, and they've been getting amazing results. Now, Juice Plus distributors who have actively been using Teamzy, they've been averaging 18 new customers and 12 new recruits over 90 days. Okay, 18 new customers and 12 new recruits over 90 days, which are great numbers. So here's what I will show you tonight is I'll show you what I mean by active. We're going to actually demo it for you so you can see what they're doing in Teamzy. Okay. All right. And also, as Juice Plus distributors, we have a special agreement with Juice Plus. We have a special offer, 1/3 off the price. We'll talk about that more at the end of the call, but it's 1/3 off, which is pretty cool. Okay. So what is relationship marketing? What is relationship marketing? First of all, relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. Okay, it's a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. In other words, we're not just trying to get a sale or trying to get a recruit every time we reach out. Our job is to actually serve people first, to give to them, to serve them, to be servant leaders, invest in those relationships. And what happens is it changes the business relationship completely by doing that, right? Also, this is not some abstract feel-good concept. I've had leaders that say, Eric, this can't work. It's too nice. It's too friendly. But I want you guys to understand this is a proven system. It's a proven system that we follow, always knowing what to do next. How many of you would just like to know what to do next? Yeah, that was me too. So great. All right. Next principle I want you to get is this one, which is developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So it's not just that building relationships is a good idea. I want you to see it as it's a duty. That's what we do as business owners. We build relationships. And the reason why we focus on building relationships is because we're going to turn those relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. We're going to turn those relationships into advocates. I just want you all to know that an advocate is somebody who's so excited about what you're doing that they want to share with others. They want to talk to others. They want to tell other people about what you're doing. And this is a really important point. So if you're taking notes, write this down. And that is that advocates aren't always your customers. So somebody could say to you, no, thank you. I'm not interested in Juice Plus, but they can still be an advocate for you. They can still be excited and talk to other people about it. Does this make sense? And this is important. See, the traditional approach to this business, what's taught by most leaders is the go for no concept. The idea that you are going to just message everybody, right? Have you guys been taught this by anybody? Just message everybody. Most of them are going to say no. And what you need to do is just stick it out, just toughen up. And you're going to get rejected, sure, but it's okay. Some people are going to say yes, and that's the business. Have you guys ever heard something like this? And if you're like me, I hate rejection. Anyone hate rejection? I hate being rejected. I didn't want to get rejected, especially by people I cared about. And so I knew there was a better way to do this. But what happens is if that's your approach, you're just going to message everybody and some people reject you and some people say yes. Those people that reject you, you typically stop talking to them. Those people could be your advocates if you did it right. Make sense? Okay. Next. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. That means, in other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. It depends on trust. And a lot of what we're taught is disingenuous, honestly. It's tricking. It's like trickery, tricking people into looking at the business, tricking people into being interested. And I want you guys to know, for me, that's not congruent with my faith. And I'm sure that's true for most of you. It's about being real, being true, being authentic, telling the truth. And the great news is that when you're building a business based on trust, you don't have to do anything disingenuous. It actually works better not to. And you can't afford to, because if you violate trust, it's very hard to rebuild, right? But trust makes the work fun, because if people trust you even just a little bit, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them. You get right to helping them. Also, trust removes the ickiness from the sales process. You're never going to feel like an icky salesperson. You're never going to come across like an icky salesperson when people trust you. And the last piece of this is, instead of going for no, you're going for yes. When you're investing in relationships, there's no reason for them to reject you. Every investment, every encounter just builds the relationship stronger. Right? Just real quick story. I once met a gentleman at a party who, we were just chit chatting, and he asked me what I did for business. I told him about Teamzy. I asked him what he did for his business, and he owned a home hospice care company. And so I don't know if you're familiar with home hospice care, but they are medical staff that take care of people who are literally about to die, right? So in their final days and weeks, the hospice care team will take care of people, make them as comfortable as possible as they prepare to die. And when he told me this, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's a rough job. I don't know if any of you would think that that was maybe harder than what you're doing now. For me, I don't know if I can handle that. I mean, that would be difficult. And I told him, I said, isn't that so hard to deal, to do? And he said, Eric, he goes, I can't imagine doing anything else. It's the most rewarding work I've ever done. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's hard to say goodbye to people, but it means so much to know that we were so important to them in their final days, and we could be there to let them feel loved and cared for. And his passion for that role was unbelievable. You guys hear what I'm saying? Like, he was so passionate about it. Now, am I interested in his services right now? No, I have no interest in his services right now. But am I excited about what he did? So much so that I got to share with you, tell you what he's doing. If anybody I knew needed that service, you better believe I'm gonna call my friend and connect those people. Does this make sense? This is what I want you guys to understand, is that everybody can be your advocate. When you're investing in relationships and sharing your passion with people, everybody can be excited about what you're doing, even if they don't think they need these products right now. Are you with me? Okay. Next, here we go. So how do you actually build trust? I'm going to teach you how to do it. It's really, really quite simple. Tonight, I'm going to share with you the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay. And this is what they are: chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. Okay. You got those down? All right. So let's break these out. Let me see. I think everyone's on now. I can play this. Okay. I know it's bedtime for you, but it's only 11 a.m. for me. So I'm still having my mid-morning coffee break. See that? Okay. How to build trust. Number 1, chemistry. Chemistry is building a connection with someone. Chemistry is building a connection with someone. Where do you have common ground with them? What is it about you they can relate to? Okay. What is it about you they can relate to? All right. Let's see if I can do this without. Whenever somebody comes in the waiting room, I have to go out to let them in. It's a little Zoom thing. Okay. So what is it about you they can relate to? So this is really important. Here's an important principle. People want to do business with a friend. People want to do business with a friend. And they are not doing business with Juice Plus. They are doing business with you. Make sense? Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. So they want to do business with a friend. So this is why it's so important to build chemistry. The first thing that you want to do is ask some questions, find out what you have in common, chit chat a little, build a little rapport with them. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. So notice something about this definition of character. We think of character as something that we have, like a man of good character, right? How many of you would say that you are a person of good character? And we think of our character as the sum of everything we've done, right? So I've lived a good life, I've been faithful, I have good character. But I want to change your thinking on character, because character is not something that we do. I'm sorry, character is not something we have, it's something we do. Character is not something we have, it's something we do. It's an action that we take on a daily basis. It's how you're demonstrating care for other people. And remember, they do business with you, not Juice Plus. So it's about how you show up, how you communicate with people, how you respond to people. How do you care for your customers and your team members, right? But not just in your business. How do you show up in public? Are you gracious with other people? Do you treat people well who serve you, right? Are you true servant leader? And I tease people things like, do you drive with? Are you considerate in your vehicle to other people? Like, how are you showing your character on a daily basis? It's super important because your character is your brand. Your character is what people are transacting with. Okay. Number 3 is competence. Okay. Sorry, I keep jumping out, you guys. A lot of people joining us late. Competence is when you demonstrate that you are good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. So before I do business with you, I need to know, do you know what you're talking about? Do you know how these products will help me? Why does it work? How does it work? How is it going to impact me? Do you know somebody who has my challenge? Do you have a story of somebody like me who've used these products and have helped them? Have you read the research? Do you know what it does? Does this make sense? If you're new to the business, you need to learn all this stuff. You need to be an expert on the products. That's the first piece. I need to know that you're good at what you do. The second piece of the puzzle is, do you know this business? Can you mentor me to join the business and be successful? Why should I join your team? What have you done to show me that you know how to build this business? Maybe you're my cousin and I've seen you with your pants on backward at a family wedding or something, right? Like maybe we've got an embarrassing memory and I don't think of you as a business tycoon. How are you going to show me that you're competent in this business now? So these are important things I want you guys to understand. Being competent is part of it, but you need to demonstrate your competence. You need to show people. And social media is a huge tool for this, because you can share for people what's happening. You can tell stories, right? You can share things on social media so they can see what's happening for you and for the people you're helping. And you can also share those business milestones. When you go to a conference, you share that you're at a conference, you show them that you've won a prize this month or that you've leveled up. Every time you do little things like that, you're showing milestones of competence. Does this make sense? So chemistry, character, competence, the first 3 ingredients to building trust. Now, really quick, before I move on to number 4, I want to share the principle behind these. This is important. Here's the principle behind these. When somebody's thinking of doing business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Now think about this, because there's probably people or companies that you have stopped doing business with because of one of these, right? And what typically happens is if all of these are yes, I can trust you. Yes, you care about me. Yes, I believe that you're excellent at what you do. I'm going to be your advocate. I'm going to be excited about you. I'm going to tell my friends about you. I'm going to build your business for you just because I'm excited about it. Does this make sense? Now, if I'm not sure if I can trust you, if I'm not sure you're good at what you do, or if I'm not sure you even care about me, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise objections. Well, what about this? Well, what about that? Oh, does it do this? How much does it cost? Right? I'm going to start raising objections. Objections are my way. And this is what when people raise it, how many of you get objections sometimes? Yeah. So when people are raising objections, they're telling you, I need to trust you a little bit more than I do. Okay. I need to learn more about our relationship so I can feel safe in this relationship. So as you overcome objections, you need to understand it's important to continue investing in that relationship over time, which is what Teamzy does, which we're going to show you in a second. And the last piece of this is if somebody knows that one of these is not true, like, hey, I don't think I can trust this person, or I don't think this person cares about me. I'm just a number to them. Or, this person's incompetent. They don't know what they're talking about. If that's true, they're never going to do business with you. And here's the important thing too, you guys, is that they're going to go out of their way. They'll go out of their way to prevent friends and family from doing business with you, or sometimes just strangers on the internet. They'll go on the internet and blow you up. Right? Why is that so important to know? It's important to know as you build your business on trust, that violating trust comes with severe consequences for your business, right? And so it's super important that we start with this in mind and really serve and focus on building trust with people. Okay. Next piece here is this principle, which I love. Number 4 is consistency. Number 4 is consistency. The fourth ingredient to building trust is consistency. You've got to be consistent. If you want to be successful in anything, you've got to be consistent, right? But it's so important in our business. You've got to be consistent. You've got to be consistently using your products, living the lifestyle, sharing on social media, right? You guys do these things? Here's what I love about this principle, which is that people respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. What does this mean? It means that as you're doing the things that help you be successful, not only does it help you be successful, not only does it build trust because people see that you're reliable, but it attracts people to you. It attracts people to your team. How many of you were attracted to Juice Plus because you saw somebody you knew who was doing really great, consistent things and you admired it, right? So just think about that for a second. It's really cool. Now, there's a great principle here. Well, we've talked about being consistent as far as using your product, sharing on social media, and things like that, right? But here's the big question. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent with your relationships? In other words, are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as you are about, posting on social media, things like that? It's super important because this business is built on relationship building, right? And relationship building is a contact sport, which means you got to be in regular contact with people if you want relationships with them. I know that it's hard to do when you're busy. And that's why we built Teamzy. I'm going to show you in a second, but really quick on this. I want you to get, this is the big principle of the day. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Make sure you write that one down. Now, really quick, turn your cameras on so I can see your faces just for a second. Okay. As long as you're dressed, it's not that kind of call. You'd be surprised. You guys have been on enough Zooms to see all kinds of stuff happens. Okay. Just really quick, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever received like an amazing card or letter from somebody you love, that had the handwritten message in it from them that just shared their heart with you, and when you read that, oh my gosh, it just gets you right in the heart, doesn't it? How many of you have ever received a card or a letter like that for somebody you love? All right. If you haven't, put your address in the chat and we're all going to write you one, right? So that we can make sure you get a great one. But let me ask you another question, because you've got one in mind. Did you keep it? How many of you kept it? You still have it somewhere? Okay. Who's got a stash of these cards and letters somewhere that they've saved? Everybody's going, yep, I do. You see, do you notice something? This is universal. This isn't a cultural thing. This is a human thing. We all keep these. And, I always talk about how impactful they are. They're so impactful that we keep them. But not only do we keep them, often when we pass away, our family keeps them. Let me see by show of hands, who has a letter or card that belonged to a loved one who's passed on and you've kept it? Isn't that amazing? So, okay, now here's another question. I don't know if you get these. I know we're all over the globe here on this call, but have you ever received something like this? This is a postcard. These are postcards that say happy birthday that I get in the mail sometimes. Do you ever get one of these? Some of you are nodding. So these are particular ones from my insurance salesperson. Got to have insurance, right? So my insurance salesperson sends me these on my birthday, around my birthday. I don't think he knows exactly when it is because it just shows up like that month, right? So you ever received these? How many of you have kept these in the secret stash of prized letters? And no, nobody, people are shaking their heads. I see you shaking your heads. We don't keep these, do we? We throw them right away, don't we? Yeah, they don't have the same value. Now, why is that? Let's go back to that principle. If you want to deepen a relationship, there's two things you got to do. You've got to invest time and you need to connect personally, right? So this requires zero investment of time. So we do not value it. We know he didn't put any time into this, true? The other thing is, this is not personal. If I flip it over, it says, here's to another great year of you. Who's you? My name's not you. Doesn't even have my name on here. And the address says Johnson. It's like, what's his first name again? He knows every detail about me. He's got my life insurance policy. Does this make sense? It's not personal, required no investment of time. We don't keep it. We don't value it. I mean, I don't even know why people do that, because you get it and it's like, oh, that's nice. And you toss it. What a waste. What I don't want to happen to you is I don't want you to market and share your business this way. If you want to really grow a huge business that's filled with joy, that's done with honesty and integrity, you've got to build relationships. If you want to build relationships, there's only one way to do it. You need to invest time and connect personally. Now, you don't need to be writing love letters to all your prospects on a daily basis with a pen and sending it to them, right? I know you don't have time for that. Now, whenever you can think of a reason to write somebody a card, though, do it, because they'll keep it. They'll keep it. But what I'm going to show you in Teamzy in a second is how we make it so easy and quick and efficient to make somebody's day by investing a little bit of time and connecting with them personally. And we do it on a regular basis. It creates a systemized relationship building contact. Does this make sense? Are you with me? Okay. And if somebody ever comes to you and says, I've got this great marketing system, you guys, for your direct sales business, you don't have to do anything. We'll do it all for you. You don't touch it. Let me tell you exactly how it's going to feel to the people getting it. Like this, right? Like this. So I call it, some people call it automated marketing, which sounds sexy. I call it impersonal marketing. It's not that effective. Okay. Now, if you got $1 billion to spend and you can blanket everybody in the country with it, then you maybe get a few businesses, but that's not our business, is it? Okay. So let's dive in here. I think I have one more screen in this presentation, then we'll dive into the app and I'll show you how it works. So there's the principle: investing time, connecting personally with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Now, real quick, this is all great. How many of you are down? Like, this is great, Eric. We love what we're hearing, but you got to have more than just the right approach or the right philosophy. You got to have a system to follow. The system helps you be successful and helps you duplicate it. So we need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. You need to know when you need to contact people, know what you're going to say to them, and make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. There's another spot where it's like, we need an amen on that one, right? Okay, so let me stop this share and we'll go over and I'll show you exactly how this works in Teamzy. So first off, I want you guys to know, if you go to teamzy.com/JP, teamzy.com/JP, you can get a free trial of Teamzy. Okay, you can try it out for free. We will not ask you for a credit card number or anything weird, because really we want to earn your trust before we ask for that. Does that make sense? You can try it out for free, see if you like it. At that point, if you want to continue on, you can sign up for it. Okay, but let me just go ahead and demonstrate this for you guys really quick. Here we go. Okay, so here's Teamzy, and I just started a free trial. This is what it looks like when you log into that free trial for the first time. You come through a welcomes, I call it a setup wizard. It helps you kind of set up Teamzy. Is there anybody that's not super techie? That's me. I'm not super techie. I'm not great with technical things. I just want you guys to know. I'm like a whiteboard kind of guy. I can draw the idea on the whiteboard, but when it comes to technically doing it, oh my gosh, forget about it. So this is easy enough for me to use, which means it's easy enough for anyone to use. Okay. All right. So real quick, let's get this started. The first thing I want to show you in the setup wizard is this piece, which is where you're going to set your income goal. You're going to set your income goal. Okay. So how much do you want to earn a year? How much do you want to earn a year? And I know we've got people all over Europe and different places. So don't get caught up in the dollar sign. Just set it for whatever number, in your pretend it's your currency sign, and just set up your goal. So my goal is 150,000 a year. Now, look, if I slide this, it raises my goal and it raises my daily connects. These are my targets I need to hit every day. And if I go down, it gets easier. So I'm going to set my goal back to where it was, which was 150,000. And at 150,000 a year, my daily target is to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 partners. Okay, so that's 9. I'm going to reach out to 19 people each day, 5 days a week. 19 people, 5 days a week. And I'll show you how to do that. Now in Teamzy, you should be able to do that in less than 30 minutes. Now, maybe not the first week, it may take you a little time to get used to it, but less than 30 minutes. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so We're going to keep that. And when I click on continue, what happens is now it's going to set up my Teamzy account. Let me just give this a refresh because I talked too long. It's going to set up my Teamzy account to my goal. So each one of you will have a customized dashboard based on your goal. Okay. Now, next step, you're going to get all your contacts into Teamzy. So they're going to be in one place, organized. So you don't, no more spreadsheets, pieces of paper, sticky notes. Some of you know, I'm talking to you. Digging through your phone contacts, trying to find out who to, don't you guys spend a lot of time trying to figure out who should I message or who should I reach out to, right? It's a lot of time and energy. So what Teamzy is going to do is you're going to get all your contacts in there. You're going to get your team in, your customers, all of your social media contacts, everybody in one place. Teamzy is going to now bring it through and tell you who to reach out to every day. You won't have to think or plan ever again. Isn't that cool? I mean, I still want you to think. There's a lot of things to think about in life, but you won't have to think about who to connect with today. Okay. So once you've got that all set up, you're ready to launch your Teamzy. Okay. And here it is. This section here is just to help you set up. I'm going to minimize that since you've got me live here today. Okay, so here's the Teamzy dashboard. Now, if you're working on a mobile phone, you'll be able to log into your Teamzy on your mobile phone, no problem. It'll be a little bit of a different view, obviously, because your screen's not the same shape. And I'd say most of our people probably use their mobile phone most of the time. Okay, but I'm going to show you on the desktop because that's what I've got here today. Okay, great. So if you just take a quick look, I'll just show you a couple of things really quick. Today's activities, see this section right here, today's activities. Okay, so this is my goal for today. And this is based on that annual goal we set. So it's reminding me that I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 partners. Okay, what do I mean by connect? All I mean by connect is I'm not going to send them some cheesy sales script. What I want to do with connect is I want to reach out and make their day. Okay, I want to make their day. Write that down. I'm going to make their day. I'm going to make their day. That's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach out to make their day. We call it the make someone's day mindset. A power hour is literally just making a group of people's day every day. It is so fun and uplifting. By the way, isn't that more fun than going for rejection? Making people's day. So the reason why we make people's day is because they respond. So we give them a smile and they respond. And this gives us a chance to start a conversation. So we're going to just focus first on making people's day, which will start conversations. Make sense? So I'm going to connect with 9 of my prospects, 6 of my customers, and my 4 partners. So your team, we're still going to talk to our team and keep those relationships investing too. Make sense? Because it's not just enough to have a team call or whatever, jump on a Zoom like this. I mean, it's great that we're all together on the Zoom. I know we've got a bunch of different teams on this call, but this isn't a one-on-one connection. Remember we talked about the one-on-one connection a minute ago? Yeah, it's important. Okay, so I've got my connects, but then I've also got a goal here to share. Okay, to share. And this is when I share the business opportunity or I share the products with somebody. Okay, so my goal is 3 shares a day. If you're just starting out with Teamzy, you'll probably have a goal of 1 share a day. Okay, which is totally cool. So we're not going to share every time we reach out to somebody because not everyone's ready for it. We need to start the conversation first. Make sense? And I'll show you how to do this in a second. And the last piece here, the last goal I have on the day is to add people to Teamzy. I want to always be meeting new people. Always be meeting new people. How many of you know a ton of people already? Like tons. You still need to meet new people. Okay? New people, new relationships, getting introduced to the friends and families of your customers, meeting people that you're talking to out in life or on social media. It's the lifeblood of your business. I'm not saying the relationships you have already aren't a gold mine. They are. It's an amazing, but new relationships is the energy, right? So you always want to be meeting new people because when you stop meeting new people, you kind of lose some of that energy. So that's why it's one of our goals. Make sense? Okay. So you've got prospects, customers, partners, shares, and ads. And you can see that I haven't really done any work today. I added Kemunto to my Teamzy. So you can see I've got 1 ad done. Okay. So I'm going to now show you how to do the work. This is really cool. So once you've set up Teamzy, we've got a lot of people jumping in. It's all great. For those of you guys that are coming in a few minutes late, don't worry. We've recorded all of it so far. So you'll be able to get the replay and rewind. Okay.
Areas in Western UK become.
All right. So here we go. Now we've got everybody in our Teamzy. We've got our goal set. Let me show you how to do a power hour. Okay. So
no, we don't do.
Make sure you're muted, guys. Make sure you stay muted. Okay. So here we go on the power hour section. Now what Teamzy does, which is very different than any other type of software out there. Teamzy is called a CRM. Have any of you ever heard of a CRM software? It stands for Customer Relationship Manager or Contact Relationship Manager. It doesn't matter. You don't need to know that. But typically a CRM software is super boring. This is me talking about my software. It's super boring. No, this Teamzy is not, but typically it's just keeps track of all your contacts, their information, their contacts, your conversations, you track it, right? It's like a giant filing cabinet. But what Teamzy does is it adds another layer. It becomes like a personal assistant. So somebody that goes to the files and tells you, here's what you're going to be doing today. Okay. Here's who you're going to be connecting with today. And that's our power hour section that I'm looking at right now. So the power hour section, it's designed to help you get in and out of Teamzy less than an hour a day. Okay. And it's got my 4 lists of people I need to connect with. First, it's got my prospects lists and it's showing me who's up next. So it's telling me these are the people you got to reach out to next. And then it has a customer list. It does the same thing. A partner list. It does the same thing. And then I've got, and on the right-hand side, as I go is where I'm going to log the message I send. So it's tracked as we go. Okay. And on the right, and the last one are my follow-ups. My follow-ups, I'll show you that in a second. Okay. So I'm going to reach out to my prospects, starting with Kemunto. She's the first one on my list. And we usually use her other name, which is Josephine, but she's in here this way so I can remember to find her on Facebook. Okay. I want you to notice one thing before I dive in. Do you see how she has a 5 next to her name? That's because I gave her 5 stars. And Jessica has a 4 because I gave her 4 stars. So we use a very simple rating system in Teamzy. We rate our relationships on a 5-star scale. You're familiar with that, right? We use it all the time. 5 stars are going to be your highest priority relationships, and they're going to come up on your list first, followed by 4, then 3, then 2. You get it, right? Makes sense. A 5-star person like Josephine, she's going to come up. I'm going to message her, and she's going to come back automatically in 30 days. So as soon as I log this message, it's going to reset her clock. She's going to come back on this automatically in 30 days. I don't have to remember. I don't have to set a follow-up. If our conversation doesn't continue or she doesn't respond, I get a reminder to message her again in 30 days because she's 5 stars. 4-star people will come back in 60 days. 3-star people, which most of your list will be 3-star, they come back in 90 days. Does this make sense? What this does is it allows you to cycle through all your contacts, staying in touch with everybody in a minimal amount of time without having to think about it. And nobody falls through the cracks. So let me just show you how easy this is to do. So she comes up first. I'm going to message her. Remember, my goal is just to make her day. What am I going to say to her? Does anyone get stuck on what to say? So what happened was when we launched Teamzy, people would constantly message me, Eric, what do I say? I get stuck on what to say. So I put all my scripts into Teamzy for you, over 100 of my best scripts in here. These are not cheesy sales scripts. They're just icebreakers, follow-ups, things like that. So look, I'm going to go to scripts. See right here where it says scripts, a little light bulb. Click on that. What kind of script do you want? So I'm going to use a Facebook script because that's where we're connected. You can see I have a lot to choose from. I'll take the first one off the list. It says, hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Super simple. So I'm going to click on copy script, and then I'll just paste that right in here. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to correct the name. Okay. Make sure you put their first name in every message. It's important because it needs to be personal, remember? So don't say, hey, girl, hey, friend, because they think that might be a bulk message. We want to make sure it's personal. So when you start a chat, always use their first name. And then I don't know if you want to put some emojis in, whatever emojis. I'm just grabbing the first ones here as an example. I don't know. Heart. You get the idea. Okay. Whatever emojis you want to do. I just grabbed a couple as an example. She won't mind. So now that I've got it the way I want it, I'm going to actually copy this so that I can go over to Facebook and send it to her. So we'll just look her up. Wait, she's under Kemunto. There she is. We're going to just send this to her. Doesn't she have the best smile? How many of you guys know her personally? She's amazing. Okay, so here we go. I'm pasting this in. There it is. And I'm sending it to her. Okay. Don't overthink it. Just send it. So that's sent. So now we're going to log that in Teamzy and see the big blue button says log connect. You just click on that, boom, and it's done. Now look what happened. I've got 1 done, 8 left, and it's starting to turn blue. So the next person on my list is Jay, and I will send her. I'll just use the same message to save time, and I'll change the name back to Jay. Okay. Ready to go. Copy it, and then I'll go send it. Now you can send a message however you want. You can use any app you want. You can text, whatever you use, wherever you connect with them, and then you log it in Teamzy. There's Jay. Okay, so we're going to paste it in and send it to her. Great. So we've sent her that message, and then I'm going to log it in Teamzy. Now watch what happens. She disappears off my list. Boom, and the list slides up. I've got 2 done, 7 left. So we're going to just work our way down the up next list until we hit the goal for the day. Now my goal is 9, so I'm going to send 9 messages. And then that circle will be all the way blue, and I'm done sending messages to prospects. Are you with me? So easy, isn't it? Okay. Now what happens is they're going to respond. You're going to get a lot of response. So I don't want you to run off and have the conversation yet until I want you to get all the messages sent before you do that. So just kind of be disciplined. Let the messages come in and ignore them. We're going to keep going, sending messages till we finish our power hour. Okay. All right. So next, we're going to go to customers. So when you're done with your prospects for the day, you go to customers. Just so it's clear, if they've ever been your customer, keep them on your customer list. Okay. Doesn't matter if they stopped ordering. If they've ever been your customer, keep them on your customer list. So what we're going to do is same thing. We're going to reach out to make their day. This doesn't need to be a sales type email or message or text or whatever. It just needs to make their day. So the same thing, Jackie comes up on my list. I'm going to go to scripts. I'm going to grab a script for her. You know, maybe something like this. Hi, Jackie, how are you enjoying your, and it depends on what product she's using. Okay. Your omegas. Please take out please remove the bracket, the products, and actually put the products they're using in this text. Okay. All right. Please send me an update and let me know how I can be of help. It's so simple. This is a great one for just reconnecting, or maybe you haven't stayed in contact with a customer since they ordered. This is a great way to just check in. It doesn't matter. I don't care if 3 years have passed. When they get this message, it's going to be great. Okay. Or this is one of my favorite ones for a customer. You can use this one on partners too. It says, hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Is there anything I can do to make your day? So the copy the script, same thing. Now it's on customer list, is same idea. Change the name. Hey, everyone's been starting with JA so far. That's so funny. So there it is. You know, you got to put your emoji in there, whatever it is. Okay. Ready to send. Okay. So pretend I'm sending this to her on Facebook, boom, logging it in Teamzy. Now I'm going to work my way down my customer list until this circle's pink. Okay. Now, just really quick on this. This is so important to reach out to customers. And a lot of people neglect their customers, but your customers are your gold mine. How many of you have some customers? You've generated some customers over the years. Okay, good. So your customer already trusts you. They've already given you money. And we think, oh, I need to be on Instagram all day, meeting new people who don't trust me. This person already trusts you. Oh, they haven't ordered in the last year. Doesn't matter. They still trust you more than a stranger. This is so important, you guys. Here's what happens when you're in regular contact with your customers. Not trying to sell them, just staying in contact, loving on them. What happens is they order more products and they retain longer. Now, it's not going to happen for every single one, but overall, statistically, they're going to order more products. They're going to retain longer. Now, think about this for a second, just as an example. Think about an amazing experience you had in a restaurant. How many of you have ever been to a great restaurant with good service, right? It's just really good. And when you had that experience, typically you go in, you're like, you know, I'm going to eat whatever. And then you have somebody who's exceptional at what they do. and they often, they tell you about the food, they tell you about the specials, they get you excited for it. And now you've got the food, it's amazing. And they're checking in. How's everything going? Are you having a great time? Are you enjoying the food? Is there anything I can bring you? Oh, would you like another glass of wine? Okay, great. And you're having a great time. What happens in that situation? You typically spend a lot more money than you would in other times, right? And you leave going, wow, that person really took advantage of me. No, you leave thinking that was awesome. What a great experience that was. I loved that. Yeah, I spent more money, but we had a great time. We had a great experience. It was really worth it. And then what do? You go and tell your friends, I found this amazing restaurant. I found this amazing restaurant. It was great. You guys got to go. It's an awesome experience. Does this make sense? So by investing time, staying in contact, being present, loving on people, they order more products, they retain longer, which is what we want, right? So if you haven't been in regular contact with customers and past customers, this is the first thing you're going to do in Teamzy is start reconnecting, just saying, hey, how have you been? It's been a while since we connected. Let's reconnect. How's everything going? Are you still loving the products? Are you with me? Okay. The other thing that happens, which is how you grow the business, the best way to grow the business is your customers introduce you to their friends and family, right? This is the best way to grow the business. Well, they're not going to do that if they don't trust you. You got to be in contact. You got to build that relationship. And then we'll teach them how to, actually introduce us so that we can grow our business. Okay. Where am I? Teamzy. Okay. So I've connected with my customers. This circle turns pink. I hit my daily goal. Now I'm going to go to my partners and I'm going to connect with partners on the team just to say hi, just to stay in contact, just to be regular with my love on them too. Make sense? So Erin comes up. I send her a message. How's everything going? Can I help you in any way? Is there anything I can do to serve? Any way I can help you today? Right? Checking in, just checking in with the team. This is why we named it Teamzy. Okay. Because it's not about sales. It's about building a team. Make sense? And I'm not the only person out there teaching you how to make customers and recruits happen, but I may be the only one teaching how to keep the team you've recruited already, because people do quit the business a lot. And some of you on this call, there's enough people on this call. There's probably a few of you thinking of quitting. And what I hope is happening is that this training is making you recommit and be excited again, at least for a minute, right? But the way we keep people on the team longer so that they can have a better chance of being successful is by building a relationship with them. People will work hard for the relationship. They work harder for the relationship than they will for themselves. Make sense? So we invest in our team, we invest in our prospects, we invest in our customers, we invest in our team, and it's fun. It's fun because, the Lord made us to serve others. That's how we derive happiness, isn't it? So that's what this whole process does. So the first half of the power hour, messaging prospects, customers, partners, boom, easy. You just send the message. Whoever's up next, you send them a message. Okay. Now what's going to happen is they're going to respond. You guys will be surprised by the response. I bet you'll get better than 80% response if you use my scripts. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, great to hear from you. Oh, wow, it has been a while. How are you? Right? People will respond because you haven't tried to do anything to them other than bring them a smile and make their day. Make sense? And I don't want you to think about the conversation that ensues as, okay, I'm going to get this person on the hook and I'm going to get a sale. Stop thinking about that. You got to release it. You got to release that. Just have a great conversation. Enjoy this person. Okay. And what we're going to do is, as you chit chat back and forth with these people and have a conversation with them, you're going to be looking for ways to help, looking for ways to serve. It may not have anything to do with Juice Plus. They may need something. They may need a doctor and a good one. They may need a dentist for their kids and a good one. They may need, some encouragement. Maybe they need someone to pray with them. Maybe they need a laugh and you've got something funny you can share with them. It doesn't matter. The point is, look for ways to help, look for ways to invest in the relationship. Now, there's going to be lots of opportunities in these conversations to talk about your business and to see if your business can help them as well. Make sense? So let me just give you an example. We messaged in the very beginning of this power hour. I messaged my friend Jay. Great. She responds. Great to hear from you. How have you been? Perfect. So now she's responded. So now my goal is to engage her in conversation. So I may say something like, oh my gosh, it's been forever. Please tell me what you've been up to. Send me an update. Let's catch up. So she starts telling me what's going on in her life, right? People will often do this. You know, those letters that people write around Christmas time with the family update, kind of like that, like they'll kind of give you the update. So she's asking me, she's telling me things. I'm going to be interested. I'm going to ask questions. Remember, my goal is not to try to get something from her, but to give something to her. Right? Maybe you guys write that one down. The goal is not to get something from her, it's to give something to her. So we're talking and we're connecting. And what's the most natural thing for me to do after she's given me an update on her life is to give her an update on my life. Okay, now really quick, I want to look at your faces. Turn your cameras back on if they're off, just really quick. How many of you struggle with bringing your business up in conversation? Like it's hard to do, you feel it's difficult. Okay, you're in good company. This is a normal thing. This is a normal thing. I'm going to teach you the simplest way to bring this up. This isn't really a Teamzy thing. This is just the business coach coming out, but this is so easy. Are you guys ready? Okay. So here's how you do it. She told me all about her update. Now I'm going to tell her what's going on with me and just update them on your life. Oh, I've been doing this, you know. So let's see, what are some real updates with my family? You know, my kids are getting big. You know, my daughter just turned 10. We got two puppies during lockdown, right? And they're huge now. I've got a Rottweiler. Anybody have Rottweiler dogs? Oh, they're sweet. They're sweet dogs. They really are. They have better. They're super sweet. My puppy, he's like 90 pounds of love. And then I have another one that's like 20 pounds. They're like buddies. And so there's that. Oh, did I tell you about my new business? I started a home-based business. Yeah, it's with a company called Juice Plus. Have you ever heard of Juice Plus? It's amazing. I have to tell you guys this story because I found Juice Plus. A friend of mine was using it. And I had all kinds of issues going on with my health. And when I started using this product, like I started feeling amazing. And I have to tell you that I decided to partner with them. And it's been incredibly rewarding helping other people the same way it helped me. And it's just kind of an example. Did you guys see how I did that? Here's what I did. So write this down. I told people what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. Now, every one of you has a different reason why you're passionate about it. You all have a different story. It'll probably be more specific than my example. I tell them what I did. I've partnered with Juice Plus. Don't do any of this stuff that's like, I empower women to find their inner warrior so that they can, like that mumbo jumbo stuff doesn't work, you guys. I mean, people are like, what the heck are you talking? Just get to it. How many of you are like that? Like, just tell me what you're doing. There's no reason not to tell them it's Juice Plus. Aren't you guys proud of Juice Plus? It's a great company. I work with this great company. I partnered with them. They're called Juice Plus. Here's why I love it. Here's why I'm passionate about it. Now, when you tell somebody what you're doing and why you're passionate about it, they're always going to be happy for you. They're always going to be excited for you. It's the way we're wired. If it wasn't Juice Plus, if, oh, I got this, you know, I got a new job doing this and I love it, they're going to be happy for you. So what this does is it allows you to bring your business up, share that it's a passion of yours, and they're happy about it. Does this make sense? Now you framed this in a positive light. This conversation might not go there, but maybe next conversation will. But they've got this positive light about Juice Plus. It's not a mystery enshrined in a question wrapped in an enigma. They know exactly what it is and that you're passionate about it, right? Some of you guys are laughing at this because this is what is taught in our industry. Keep them curious. Girl, if you want information on these beautiful little capsules, DM me for more information. It's like, I'm not going to DM you for information because then you're going to try to sell me. Just tell me what it is, right? And I will tell you guys, when you're authentic and real, you're going to get more interest. You're going to get more interest. Just a little side note, because I love going off on tangents. When I started doing Teamzy trainings, they told me, Eric, you train too long. You need to do 15-minute trainings and get off. And I said, why? And they said, because people don't have the attention span for you to keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. I said, you know what? You're right. Most people don't have the attention span. Those weren't my customers. They weren't my customers. They weren't going to join me. They can jump off. It's fine. But here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour myself in. This is a great group. Most of you guys are still here, which is amazing. This is a great group. The ones who hang with me, they like what I'm saying. They're going to be part of the Teamzy family, and that's okay. Does this make sense? The same thing with you guys telling people it's Juice Plus. I'm passionate about it. Some people, fine, they're gonna go another direction. They weren't yours anyways. Make sense? Okay. So here's how you do the ask. I'm talking to Jay, and I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. I'm passionate about it. I love it. It's been great. And she's like, wow, Eric, good for you. That's great. Now she's thinking to herself, is this where the shoe drops and he tries to sell me this stuff? Right? And so here's how I do it. She said, that's great. So yeah, it's been amazing. You know, Jay, if you ever want to learn more about it, just let me know. If you ever want to learn more about it, just let me know. Be happy to get more info. Now, why does this work so effectively? Just let me know if you ever want to learn more about it. Or actually, if you have any friends or family who could benefit from this, let me know about them too. I'll get them more info too. So she's going to go, okay, yeah, I will. So you've ended it positive. She's proud of you and she's open to getting information at some point. Now, what's going to happen is she's going to go all over my social media now. Because guess what? Nobody messages her and has conversations directly like we just did. She's going to be all over my social media. She's going to be all over my website. She's going to know more about Juice Plus than my mother next time I message her. Some people, though, will go, yeah, I'd like to learn more. A lot of times that happens. Those people you'll continue on to sharing, which is the next step in Teamzy, is sharing the products. But a lot of times, you guys, I just want you to know, in that conversation with Jay, it might not go anywhere. At the end of this point, she'll go, yeah, I'll keep that in mind, Eric. Great. She goes back into the Teamzy flow. She comes back up in 60 days. Eric, reach out to Jay. I'll message her again. Hey, Jay, it's been a couple months. How's everything going? I saw you cross my feed. Just wanted to say hi. And now we're talking again. And every time we talk, that conversation gets warmer. She's more curious. She wants to learn more. She's loving the approach of me not shoving it down her throat. Does this make sense? You guys with me? This works so effectively. Now, if Jay had said on that first conversation, yes, I think I would like to learn more, what I would do is now get off of chat and get on a conversation. If I could get her on the phone or Zoom or FaceTime or in person if we're local, right? Get together and talk it out and see what she needs, what her goals are, why, I would ask questions like, so what is it about what we talked about that piqued your curiosity or piqued your interest? What are you interested in learning about most? I want to lose weight. Okay, great. Why do you want to lose weight? Or I want to, I've got an autoimmune situation. Do you think it could help me? Yeah, okay, let's talk about that. Whatever it is, let them lead, ask them questions, find out how you can help them. Does this make sense? Now, let me jump back to Teamzy to show you how we do this step, because I kind of went off a little bit. Was that helpful though? Okay. So really quick, we're going to go back to Teamzy. So if, let's say I'm having this call with Jay where I am sharing the business with her or sharing the products with her, how do I log this in Teamzy? Now you'll notice she's not on my dashboard anymore because she's back in the rotation, but I can just look her up right here on the lookup bar. That brings up her record. Okay. So that brings up her record. And here I can just click on connect to open up that box just like was on the dashboard. Okay. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to log. So let's say it was a Zoom, right? So I would log that as a video chat. Great. And then I would put all the notes from our Zoom because I want all those notes in her Teamzy record, right? So I could go back later and refer to what she needed, what her goals were, what her concerns were. Now look at the bottom left. See where it says share right here? I'm going to click that. And it defaults to connect, which is just making somebody's day. But I'm going to move that to whatever's appropriate. Did I share the business opportunity or the products? Okay, so let's say it was a product share. Great. So I shared a product solution with her. As soon as I change this to a product share, it immediately sets a follow-up for her. Okay, so rather than waiting 30 or 60 days for her to come back, I'm going to now follow up in 2 days. That's the default. Now, let me click on it because you can change it to any date you want. I'm going to do it actually tomorrow. Okay, so I'll follow up tomorrow. Okay, so now I've logged this. We had a Zoom. I shared the products. I'm following up tomorrow. Log it. So when I log it, now looking at her record, you can see all of our messages are logged. The share is logged and the follow-up is scheduled. Pretty cool, right? So if I go to my dashboard, you'll see on my follow-ups list, there's Jay due tomorrow for a follow-up. So just a little pro tip, when you're having the conversation with somebody, tell them, hey, I'll follow up tomorrow. I'll follow up tomorrow, see if you have any questions. So even if they're like, yeah, I'm in, I'm signing up, I'm buying it, whatever, say, great, I'll follow up tomorrow, see if you have any questions. So that you set the follow-up. Because here's what happens when you actually do it tomorrow. You've proven that you can keep a promise. Make sense? This is a trust deposit. You're making a trust deposit. I'll follow up tomorrow, then do it. You've kept a promise. And it's important. I want you guys to understand why this is so important, because I want you to think about following up as keeping a promise. Okay. And we're going to talk about that in a second. I'm going to teach you how to follow up like a pro really quick, and then we'll do Q&A. But let me show you how to do this follow up in Teamzy. So when you're doing your power hour tomorrow, let's pretend it's tomorrow now. I'm going to connect with my prospects, however many are my goal, sending them messages, then my customers, then my partners. Okay. And then I'm going to come to my follow-ups list and we'll work my way down. When I get to J, she'll be due. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to send her a follow-up message. It's just a message. Okay. So how do we do it? I'll go to scripts again. Okay. And pick however you're going to message her, pick the scripts. I'm going to send her follow-up number 1. There it is. Follow-up number 1. And notice there's 10 of these numbered in order for you to make this so easy. You can just use my scripts. They work. Okay. 1 through 10. So follow-up number 1. It reads like this. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Simple. So copy the script, get it ready. Okay. Change the name to the correct name. All right. And now that I've got it the way I want it, I'm going to go send it to her. However you message, I'm with her, I'm on Facebook. So there she is. We're going to paste that message in. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Send. Done. So now I have sent a follow-up message. Now we log this in Teamzy. Now watch what happens. When you log this, it's going to ask you, did this complete the follow-up you had scheduled for today? So I'm going to leave that checked. Great. And then I'm going to click on add another follow-up because I want to add another one later this week. Okay. So now let's say we follow up on Friday. Great. So I've set that. You can leave yourself a note. So you, in case you have a bunch, you remember what it's for. So, oops, not GU. Do FU follow up. FU2, by the way, when I write it, it means follow up number 2. Just clarifying. Okay. So there we go. We create that. So now it's checking off today's, setting a new one. Great. Complete. So now I've got a follow up due for Jay on Friday. Okay. And when I look on that follow up, it'll tell me that I'm supposed to send follow up number 2 because that's the note I left for myself. So what we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to, now that I've shared with Jay and I followed up with Jay, I'm going to continue following up with Jay. So every time she comes due on my dashboard follow-ups, I'm going to send her the next follow-up message. So I've scheduled follow-up number 2 for Friday. When I send follow-up number 2 on Friday, I'll schedule her again sometime next week, and I'll plan to send her follow-up number 3 then. And what I want you to do is once you've shared, you want to keep them on that follow-ups list. And some people you'll follow up with a couple times. Some people you'll follow up 10 times. Okay. Because the fortune is in the follow-up. Does it make sense? Are you guys with me? You've heard this. I'm not the first one to say that, is it? No. But here's what I want you to understand. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. All right. Just by a show of hands, how many of you are a little scared and intimidated to follow up 10 times? You're worried you'll be annoying. Okay. So it's all right. Some of you are scared to raise your hand to tell me that you're worried about being annoying. So let me just teach you how to do it really quickly so that you can understand you can do this without being annoying. Okay. First off, switching the mindset. I already told you that following up is keeping a promise, but I like to think of it this way. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. How many of you really love people and you want to help them? That's why you're here. So if you really love people, I love seeing those little hands go up. You love people and you want to help them. Can Juice Plus help them if they don't have the Juice Plus product? No, can't. Can the business opportunity help them if they haven't signed up? No. So that's not going to help them. But meanwhile, you made a promise. I'm going to help you. Friend, I'm going to help you. They said, yeah, I need your help. You said, great, I'm going to help you. How can you help them? You only have one thing to offer, and that's your following up. That's the only thing you have to offer is that you can follow up with them. You can stay, that you can continue to keep your word, that I'm going to check in. I'm going to help you get this. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. When people are excited about Juice Plus and you think they're going to sign up and they don't, there's a disappointment, right? But this is normal. This is just the way people are. It's the way we're wired. It's just our psychology. Most people, even the ones very excited, when you start following up, they're not going to respond. Have you had people just not respond? They're just not going to respond. And they could love you, they could trust you, they could be excited. They're still not going to respond. And I want you guys to understand this is normal, okay? You just got to keep touching base with them until they do. Now, what's happening is you send a message, they don't respond. You send another message, they don't respond. You send another message, they don't respond. And you're frustrated. And you start making up stories. Why aren't they responding? What's wrong with them? They don't respect me. They don't like me. They lied to me. They wasted my time. Their husband's a jerk. It's because of COVID. It's because of the government. It's because of the economy. It's because of Vladimir Putin. I don't know. You guys make stuff up. You guys make stuff up. That's all made up because you're not in their head, right? Here's what's really happening. I message Jay. She sees my message. Oh my gosh, that's right. I'm excited about Juice Plus. What is that? The dog's throwing up on the baby? She puts her phone down, goes and handles her business. Right? A few days later, I message her again. She's driving her car. She sees the message come in. She smiles thinking about it. She's driving her car. She's not going to respond. So what's happening is their life is happening. This is normal. Stay present, stay positive, and I'm going to teach you how to make your messages so they're not annoying. What will happen, like clockwork, is they will respond typically around 6 or 7 follow-ups in. You'll get the, I'm so sorry I haven't responded to you. Thank you so much for staying in touch. This is a process, you guys. It's a system to follow. It works. Okay. So here are the 2 principles to never be annoying when you follow up. And after this, I'm going to open this up for Q&A. Okay. Well, first I'll tell you the price and everything, and then we'll do Q&A. So number 1, when messaging people, don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to respond. Could you please just respond? Don't do that. Okay. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't say, oh, well, you know, my event's on Friday. You haven't RSVP'd. Are you coming or not? Like, don't ask them to do anything. Just be present. Okay. Because asking them to do something can be very annoying. I think of it like this. I have a 12-year-old son and I have a 22-year-old son. So I've been through it twice. How many of you have kids or teenagers in your life who like to play video games? You know, if they're in the middle of a video game and you walk up and say, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you drop what you're doing right now and go take the trash out for me? Right now, this second. That doesn't go over very well, right? We're no different. We don't want to drop what we're doing to do something for you right now. That can be annoying. So we don't ask anything of them. Okay. The second thing is you want to make sure that your message is short enough they can read the whole thing without opening it. They're going to read on the lock screen of their phone because most of the time they're not going to open the messages. They're too busy right now. They're going to save it for later when they'll forget, but they're going to save it for later in their mind. They're not going to open it right now. So we keep it short. They can see it without opening it, and we don't ask them to do anything. And what happens is it's always a positive experience for them. You're staying top of mind so that when they're ready, they'll respond. Make sense? Okay. So what you're going to do in Teamzy on a daily basis is you come in, you set your goals based on your income goal. It's going to tell you how many people to connect with. You go to your prospects, you send messages to make their day. Boom, 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 boom. Whatever your goal is, when you're done with prospects, you go to customers, you send messages. When you're done with that, you go to partners on your team, you send messages. If you're new and you don't have partners, you don't have customers, take all of the numbers and add them up, put them on prospects. Okay. And then you're going to, as you have those conversations and share with people, you're going to put them on that follow-ups list. So the second half of your power hour will be working down your follow-ups list. Rinse, repeat daily, 5 days a week, and you'll have incredible results. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, really quick, let me just go back and kind of give you a quick review of when you sign up for Teamzy. Again, you go to teamzy.com/JP and start your free trial. Teamzy.com/JP. where's my thing? Here it is right here. So when you go in and you can start your free trial for 2 weeks, it's a 2-week free trial. Okay, so get in there and start your free trial, which is amazing. And we've been working with Juice Plus for 3 years now. So we have a special love for you guys. But when you get into Teamzy, you're going to get to use the Teamzy CRM with Power Hour. So it's not just going to keep track of your contacts. It's going to help you know what to do, with whom, what to say, and how to do it. Okay. So with Teamzy CRM, you'll be able to find every contact, customer, and conversation you've logged. It's all in there. It has the intelligent module to help you crush your Power Hour, get it done in less than an hour, then go live your life. You'll be able to view and track all your leads in Teamzy, keep track of it. How many of you just want to feel organized, right? Yeah, it's big. You'll be able to get your team motivated as well, and see your performance and track as you go. So again, there it is, and you can use it on your phone too, which is amazing. So Teamzy, all of that. Also included with this is the scripts library, which I demoed for you today. All of my scripts, they're designed, they've been trial and error with thousands and thousands and thousands of my clients, figuring out what works, keeping them as efficient as possible. So those are in there. And again, they're designed for Facebook, Messenger, text, any type of touch point. They're a collection of conversation starters for staying in touch, follow-ups, and reconnecting. These are not cheesy sales scripts. Okay. Also, you can create your own scripts and put them in your Teamzy account, so they're there for you whenever you want them. Okay. The other thing that I just want to highlight really quick before we get to Q&A is this. How many of you have thought this was a valuable training? You've enjoyed it. You thought you were just going to see an app, right? You got a little bit more training. Training is a passion of mine, as you can tell. And so one of the things, with Teamzy, and this is how I know Josephine is, she's been through my boot camp multiple times, my boot camp training. So we offer trainings for additional monies, additional training programs. But one of the trainings that I find is so important is knowing how to set goals, knowing how to find your why, and understanding relationship marketing. So I created this training suite called Ultimate Mindset, which I've included in Teamzy for free. Okay, so this is a free training program. This includes workbooks and training videos. You follow along at your own pace, fill in the workbooks. Okay. So goal setting on steroids, I call it. We're going to teach you how to visualize your BHAGs, your big, hairy, audacious goals, right? Those are the ones your spouse laughs at when you say out loud. We all need big ones. We'll help you set SMART goals, which are the goals you will be achieving in 2022. And we'll help you create your personal business standard, which is your daily standard of activity. Okay, so there's 3 separate trainings there in the goal setting that you'll have access to. The next piece is the strategy to uncover your why. So you need to understand your why. This is the deep emotional motivation for your business, because if you don't understand your why, you'll end up quitting. You won't achieve goals if you don't know why, right? So we'll help you uncover that. And also we'll help you learn more about relationship marketing. So that's all included in there as well. Okay, hold on. I got a couple people in the waiting room. Let me let them in. Okay, great. So just really quick on this. Again, we've got a special deal with Juice Plus. Go to teamzy.com/JP to get your free training, your free trial started. Again, we won't ask for your credit card or anything for your free trial. We just want you to use it. Okay. But once you're through your free trial, Teamzy, for a monthly subscription, and everything we do, we're American, so everything we do is in US dollars. So the price will fluctuate a little bit based on your local currency, but it's $29.99 a month. So basically $30 a month to have access to Teamzy. It's $1 a day. Now but we do have a special deal with Juice Plus. It's more than a third off. Okay. So for Juice Plus partners, the rate is $19.95 a month, which in US dollars is like 60 cents a day. Okay. Very doable to have everything organized, have your personal assistant built into your phone, ready to go. Okay. So definitely check it out. Now, if you're already in a free trial, what I encourage you to do is set up your subscription so you don't miss a beat. Now, there is another option, which I didn't go into, but if you love Teamzy and you want to do 12 months at a time, you get an even better discount. Okay. So you can check that out too. Okay. So the first step is get your free trial started. You definitely need to try the free trial. The second piece is I recommend you get a success partner to do the trial with you. Maybe 2 success partners, because what do they say about a triple braided cord? It's hard to break, right? So 3 success partners works even better. Here's what you do with a success partner. Say, hey, let's do Teamzy. Let's try it together. Here's my goal. What's your goal? Great. each day when you're done with your power hour, just screenshot it and send it to your partners. It's going to be so annoying to them when they get it and they haven't done theirs yet. But this works, right? It works. The same thing will work for you. You haven't done it yet. You get the screenshots like, oh, I got to go do it. But guess what'll happen? You'll end up having an amazing month. You'll end up having an amazing month. So do it. Now, one more thing I'm going to give you today is a challenge. How many of you like challenges? No, good challenges. Good challenges. I'm going to give you my 5-day challenge. Here it is, 5-day challenge. Connect with 100 people in 5 days using Teamzy. So use Teamzy 5 days in a row and message 20 people a day. Why do I want you to do this? Because when you do this, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to get so many responses. Some of you will be cursing me. You're going to say, Eric Johnson, why did you do this to me? My phone's going to melt. But I want you to see what kind of momentum you can personally create in just a few days using Teamzy. Okay. This is going to eradicate any stories you tell yourself about the economy, about it being slow, about my not getting things going, right? You do this for 5 days in a row, it's going to change your thinking. You're going to see what an incredible tool it is. So I challenge you guys to do it. Okay. Just really quick on this. Who's in for the 5-day challenge? Let me see your hands. Who's in? Public accountability. Oh, there you go. Even if you're reluctant, putting it up is going to make you more likely to do it. Okay, great. All right, here's what we're going to do. Was that helpful? All right, you guys got your marching orders. So here's what I want you guys to do. We're going to do Q&A. If you've got questions, unmute your own microphone and ask me. I'll be happy to answer them.
Hi, Eric. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Wow, thank you so much, Eric. I want to ask, where can I get the ultimate mindset training? Because I've been on Teamzy since January.
Yeah, so
do I get that?
Awesome. So what you do is you go into Teamzy, and on the left, you click on University.
Okay.
Right? And when you go into University, here it is, the ultimate mindset. Here's the trainings.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, and if you, one thing I just want to show you is that when you're in here, like in the goals training, so you've got a workbook you can download, but there's 3 parts. So there's part 1, 2, and 3. So make sure you get all 3 parts of that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Who's next?
Yeah, hi, Eric. Thank you so much. I just wanted to find out from you. I had Teamzy as last year. I did a bit of it, but couldn't really understand it. But listening to you today is kind of giving me, I actually went back to try to reactivate my account, but it's telling me that my access is expired. What do I need to do?
Okay, so we can get you your free trial spun up again. Just send a quick email to support@teamzy.com.
Okay.
And just say, I was on a call with Eric. Can I please have a new free trial?
Oh, thank you so much. I'll do that now.
Yep.
Thanks, Eric.
My pleasure.
Hello, Eric. Hi, this is Ino.
Hi.
Can you use Teamzy interchangeably on your phone and then on the desktop?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
In fact, where's my phone? I'll show you what it looks like. The benefit of the desktop is that when you're setting up Teamzy, it's much easier to set up on a desktop. But I would say most people probably use Teamzy on their phone. I'm just closing my 7,000 apps that are open on my phone. Is anybody like me? I'm like that. Okay, let's see here. Let me plug this in. All right. I'll show you what it looks like. Give it a second to pick up. It's not wanting to do it. I'll try one more time, and if not, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. All right. All right, let's do it the old-fashioned way. So here's my phone. And I've saved Teamzy to my desktop so that I can just open it up. It's not an app, but it's a web page. So now I've logged in. And so I don't know if, let me hold it so that you can actually see at an angle maybe. There it is. If I hold it too much, it collects the light. But there it is on my phone. I can do everything on my phone that you could do on the desktop. That's helpful. The cool thing about having it on your phone is that you can do it in your gap time. So if you're somewhere waiting for 10 minutes, you could pull out your phone and send a couple of messages and have it logged as you go. Also, if you meet somebody, you know, and you're having a chat and you want to add them to Teamzy, you don't have to write their name on a napkin. You pull out your phone, put them in Teamzy, right? So it's always there, which is pretty cool. Okay, who's next?
Me.
Hi. I'm just a bit the same with charity. I signed up for Teamzy last year. Thank you so much for this, because this has really, really been helpful.
Awesome.
Just skip the free trial and just go straight, because we've used it before. Just go straight. What do we need to do?
Okay, so if you had a subscription before where you've actually paid for Teamzy, they won't be able to start the free trial again. But if you haven't, they will. I just put the email in the chat. Send an email to support@teamzy.com. So I just put it in the chat so everybody can grab it. And did it go to everybody? Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. I sent it to the waiting room participants. Hold on a second. I want to send it to everyone in meeting. There we go. All right, let's do it again. I don't even think there's anyone in the waiting room. I better check that. Okay, there it is. You see it now? Okay. So there's the email. So if you've tried Teamzy in the past and it expired without signing up, send an email and just say, hey, I was on a call with Eric today. Can I please have a new free trial? And we can reset it for you.
Right. If you just want to skip the retrial, just start making the payments.
Just sign up. Yeah. Just sign up. It's very inexpensive, especially for Juice Plus partners.
And for contacts on your phone, we have to physically put them in Teamzy, right?
There is a way to export them and import them into Teamzy, and there's instructions on how to do it in our help center. So if you go to our help center, it'll say, how do I import my phone contacts? And it's just a step-by-step process you have to go through to do it. But yeah, you can definitely import all of them if you want. It just depends on how you want to do it. You know, sometimes it is easier just to add a few a day. It's really up to you.
And for on Facebook, not Facebook, on the virtual office, there was a way that you can actually, what about the new team members that you have? Does it update it automatically or?
No, it doesn't do it automatically. But there are instructions on how to import those in from the back office. But as you add new team members, you'll want to add them to Teamzy. A lot of times those new team members, though, will already be in Teamzy as a prospect, right? Because you're talking to them. So you're going to end up just moving them over to partner.
Okay.
So when they're in there as a prospect, I didn't show you guys how to do it, but it's super easy. I'll show you really quickly how to do it. When you're in Teamzy, and like, for example, I'm talking to Jessica, she's a prospect. Over here on the side, if I go to details, you can see member type, she's a prospect. So if I'm talking to her and she becomes a partner, I just click on partner and she's now moved over to that group. Simple, right? And that same thing, if I'm on the team page where everyone's contacts are, each person has that thing where we could move them quickly. And here I could even put, you know, they're personally sponsored or their sideline or whatever, but I can log them in that way. Really simple.
Just one other question. This is just probably in the future. Are you ever looking at actually linking Teamzy to social media where it actually links directly into the social media? Is that something that you'd be thinking about in the future?
That's a great question. When we launched Teamzy, it actually was synced with Messenger. But since then, Messenger changed its security so that nobody can send messages, not through a personal profile anyways. So that's why it's not synced, because they don't allow us to. So that's the main reason why we don't actually send the messages through the social media platforms, because it's not allowed. There are some workarounds you can do, but the risk is that social media platform will delete your account for disobeying their rules, right? So rather than risk that, we just do the copy paste, which only takes a second, and it keeps it clean and everything's good and up and up. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So if you saw how easy it was for me to toggle on my computer. If you're on your phone, using your phone, what you would do is toggle between apps. So if you have your messaging app open, you just, you know how you toggle between apps: copy, toggle, send, toggle. So you get to be really efficient with it after 10 minutes of practice.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
But to answer your question, yes, if there's any way I can do that, I will do it.
Right. Brilliant.
If anything
Thank you.
changes, we're all over that for sure.
Good.
Who's next?
Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the training.
My pleasure.
Yes, I've been on Teamzy for a while now, but there's something that kind of like it becomes a stumbling block for me and discourages me, because there are contacts maybe that are neither prospects or team members or anything like that, and they keep on popping up on my list. How do I delete those people?
So you have like duplicate entries, you think, for them?
No, they're not duplicate entries. Like I imported my Facebook contacts.
Okay.
So it's not everyone that is on Facebook that I want as a team member or as a customer or anything like that.
Gotcha.
And some of them are in the country where I am, as where Just Plus operates as well.
Okay, so let me show you a couple of things you can do.
Okay.
All right, so if somebody's coming up and you don't want them, they come up right here and you just don't want them, you can delete them right here. You drop down the number and there's delete.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks.
All right, so there's the one way. You can just delete them like that.
Okay.
If you're on their contact record, like in their full record, there's a trash can. See the trash can?
Okay.
So you can delete them from there.
Okay.
There's a couple ways. The other thing that you can do is if you wanted to delete, you can delete the entire list of Facebook. I don't know if you want to do that though.
No.
However, here's something that's pretty cool. Let's say Cosmo comes up, but he's not actually a prospect. He's a sideline brother.
Mm-hmm.
So I could actually make him partner and then put sideline. Now, why would I do that instead of deleting him? Because maybe he's a friend and I want to be reminded to reach out and stay in contact with him.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So sometimes this is what I get all the time. People say Teamzy's building my business, but I feel like I'm a better friend, right? Or a better person because my friends are in there. So there's a couple of different options. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And the second question, I know you said, can you quickly show how to add like maybe a Facebook contact?
Yeah.
Like a quick way to do it here.
Sure thing. Okay.
Okay.
So if I was adding a new contact on any screen in Teamzy, there's this add contact at the top. See?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you just click it. And so you just type in the name and create contact. Simple. There you are. Now, once this is added, I can add more details. If I have your email, your phone address, I can put all that in there. I can put in your Facebook link. Okay. I could put in your Instagram link, your LinkedIn link. I could put in your birthday, name of your spouse, children, pets, or any notes I have about you, I could add to it.
Wow.
But it's super easy just to add somebody. You just add their first and last name and they're in. The other thing you could add is tags. See right here where it says create or filter tags. You said Facebook friend. So I might put like Facebook friend as a tag.
Okay.
So then when you come up on my dashboard, I remember where you came from. And I can also change your star rating right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. I've been struggling with this.
Yeah, and you need
Yeah.
to know how to do that because one of your goals is to add people every day. So that's how you'll do it.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what was discouraging me to complete because I get stuck when it gets to that. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for that.
Now, just to
Yeah.
encourage you guys, because I know it's all fun when I'm here live with you, but we have an amazing customer service team at Teamzy. So if you have questions, do not be afraid to send them in. So they answer via email at that email I gave you guys, support@teamzy.com. We also have FAQs that you can go find yourself if you want to. But the last piece I just want to encourage you with is our team will do a one-on-one Zoom with you and help you get set up. So anybody that's intimidated about getting set up, you can set up at Zoom. It's on the dashboard of Teamzy. It'll click one-on-one, set up a one-on-one Zoom. They'll walk you through setting it up. Okay, so you don't have to be good at setting it up. I just want you to be able to use it. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. I think we got them all. All right. So let me send you off to bed. Thank you all so much for being here with me live. I hope it was really helpful. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Teamzy family. I will get the recording of this call back to Josephine so she can distribute it to all of you. But God bless you. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.
God bless you
God
too.
bless
one
you.
second.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
Teamzy,
you.
is it?
Thank you,
Thank
Eric.
you, Eric.